Welcome to lush and green Lincolnshire. I can't call it glorious because that's reserved for one place and we all know what that is. So we're in Lincolnshire and we're at a place called Saltfleet. And this is Saltfleet Haven, was it, Ray?
Yes, it was, yeah.
An ancient little watercourse here where lots of trade happened over the years. What I'll do is I'll flash you a quick little bit of info on screen now. As you can see, the sign there tells you a wee bit more. I don't want to quote any dates wrong. Right, so welcome back. The idea today, we've got bivvies, we've got tarps, and we're on the hunt for some sand dunes. So all we basically did was, yesterday we had a wild idea that we would go wild camping. And then when wildness starts to take hold, my ideas get wilder and wilder. And this is something that Ray and I have been talking about for a while. Ray is there, by the way. We mentioned that it'd be nice to bivvy amongst sand dunes. So we had a quick search along the eastern coast. And as it is the end of the kids' holidays now, the final weekend, we know it's going to be busy in the major hotspots. So we thought we'd try and find somewhere that was relatively out of the way. Hopefully, we'll be able to find somewhere. But that's the plan. Bivvy amongst sand dunes. Let's see what happens. Right, we're approaching the dunes now. They weren't that very far off the road, to be honest. Around about half a mile, something like that. It's only a very short walk today. But we're going in blind. We're trusting Google Earth. It's looking good. The tide is right out now.
This is it, the top of it.
Yeah, this is it. Right, we've trucked down. Right. It's looking good. Right, welcome back once again. So we've managed to find a nice, secluded little bit of sand dune to pitch for the night. We've just flattened off a little bit of an area here and we're going to lay the bivvies down. We've got the British Army issue tarp as well, just to lay over the head part of where we're going to be sleeping, just in case it does rain. I mean, I checked the weather a few days ago and it just looked like it was going to be cloudy. So, as I was saying earlier, we were going to originally camp in the Peak District and then the ideas started getting wilder and we've ended up here, which is all good. So, low tide was 2 o'clock. It is now 4:30 and it's on its way back in. It's quite deceptive actually because it was obviously all the way out when we first got here around about 3 o'clock. And as it's slowly coming in, you can actually gauge how far the sea is away. As you can no doubt see, it's quite a large beach once the tide is out. There's a few darker clouds over there, but I'm sure we'll be fine. So we've got lots of food. We've got a few select traditional alcoholic beverages, and we're going to settle down for a relaxing evening and watch the tide come in, and hopefully time-lapse a little bit of it as well. Beach bivvy. Welcome back. So we're just contemplating how far in is this tide actually going to come, because according to the tide times, 8:30 should be high tide down in Mablethorpe, which is just down that way, about 10 miles or so. So we'll give it a little while longer just over this sort of direction, bear with me, the tide has come in quite a bit there. But looking just down here, it looks as if, I'll just walk around this dune here, just over there is the camp point for tonight. This sand here is obviously still quite wet from when the tide went out at 8 o'clock this morning. Low tide was 2 in the afternoon. But by the looks of things, probably this mark here where the seaweed is should be high tide, realistically. You would have thought, perhaps. The sun has just peeped below the clouds there. So I've stopped the time lapse that was recording the tide coming in, and I've changed the angle ever so slightly to get the sun going down as well. Fingers crossed, it should come out quite well. Only time will tell. Welcome back. So, the sun has now gone down now, over that sort of direction, and the GoPro has been time-lapsing it going down. Also the tide coming in, and obviously now the tide's going out again. So, we're kind of disappointed actually that the tide didn't come all the way into there, but oh well, you win some, you lose some. Earlier on I mentioned that we thought that maybe the tide would come all the way into perhaps the line where the seaweed is, but it didn't quite come into fruition. So it's been coffee time, food time, beer time, and it's been good just to be able to like sit in one place for 5 hours and just watch the sea and the clouds, and it's been good. It's been good. So we've not got the bivvies out just yet. I may have showed you already, but we've just built a little, just focus in a bit there for you. We built a little flat spot just here. Obviously in the morning when we go, we'll kick that back and return it to nature. But we've got the tarp just there to lay over the top of this little section here, from like there to there. We've also got a few little bits of wood, one there and one there to use as stakes. We're going to bring the tent pegs, but then I realised that there's just no point whatsoever, is there, at all, because they just wouldn't go in. But yeah, it's a great night. Back on the east coast once again. I was here literally a week ago, just over a week ago, when myself and Big Rick, Richard Hubbock, check his channel out by the way, we finished the Hadrian's Wall trek. So now what I'll do is I'll put a link to the Hadrian's Wall video there. It's in 3 sections, but that one's the first one. Right, so it's a good night, it really is. Right, it's pretty dark now, so hopefully you can see the video okay, and it's not too grainy. We're on 1600 ISO, so hopefully it's not too grainy. You got Ray's bivvy just there, and mine just there. Back to the trusty old army issue Gore-Tex bags for this year. I've got my Berghaus down jacket there as a pillow, and my new Thermarest Neo Air. I'll put the model on screen now. It's very good actually, I'm quite pleased with it. And then my rubbish old Van Gogh sleeping bag. You've got a trusty old Van Gogh sleeping bag, haven't you, Ray, there?
It's the
Yeah?
warmest sleeping bag ever made.
It's excellent. So we're dug in our own little trench here. Just levelled it out a wee bit, and we've got a bit of a tiny windbreak there because the wind has started to come from this direction now, obviously east, out to sea. When we first got here, it's coming in from the west, but now it's changed ever so slightly. But now I say that, you know what, it doesn't actually feel like it's coming from any direction, does it?
It's dropped a bit, hasn't it?
Yeah. The sun has well and truly gone down now, so the GoPro is back down there. Morning. Good morning. It is now 6 AM and the sun is fully up. The cloud has dispersed a little bit and we're just trying to wake up now. When the sun came up, you've probably already seen on video, but when the sun came up there was a small gap on the horizon, then there was a layer of cloud. So I've just been laid down watching the sun rise and the clouds move for the last like 2 hours really. Oh, water's boiling. So it's brew time now. You've got to have good coffee. Got to have good coffee. Right, so I didn't sleep too badly actually, albeit for not very long. It wasn't too bad, to be honest. I think we eventually stopped like chatting at around about midnight, was it?
Yeah.
Something like that. And then I woke up at 4 AM. And then finally got up properly at about 10 to 5 when the sun started to come up. I woke up at 4 AM thinking, right, I'll get up and I'll get ready to time lapse the sun. But I like dropped back off to sleep and then woke up just as it had risen. So didn't quite time lapse the moment of the arrival of the sun, but you've probably already seen the time lapse that I did, hopefully, if it's come out alright, of the clouds moving. But what a morning and what a night. It certainly makes a change. A beach bivvy. Right, so I'll go and make a brew now, I think, before that water goes cold again. Right, so we're on the way back to the car now. We were just over there on the dunes. The time is now 7:20, and it should only be a half an hour walk or something like that back to the car. The tide's on its way in, but as I was saying last night, it didn't come in quite as far as we were anticipating, to be honest. Chap over there walking his dogs. But it's turned into a great morning. Back over the dunes once again. That's breakfast.
Yeah.
Over to the path. And all the boats are floating now that the tide's in. In about 2.5, 3 hours, something like that. Welcome back. I'm only going to whisper. Don't want to wake anyone up. It is Sunday. So we're back at the car now. Just up here. We're just parked on this side street here in Saltfleet. Just somewhere that would be safe for the car to be overnight. So yeah, it's been another great night. As always, thanks for watching, thanks for following. Hit like, hit subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.